Have you ever stared at a biology exam question and just felt your brain totally freeze up? Yeah, we've all been there. But today, we are thawing it out. We're going to take one of those tricky questions, this one's on the human ear, and we're going to crack it wide open. You know exactly what I'm talking about, that feeling when the clock is ticking and one question just throws you for a loop. But listen, what if I told you that every single one of those questions is just a code? Well, today, we're going to show you exactly how to crack it. You ready to get started? Let's dive right into question 1.5 from the 2025 Life Sciences Preparatory Exam. We are going to dismantle this thing piece by piece so you can see how to think like an examiner and lock in every single one of those marks. Let's go. So the question starts us off easy with a simple fact. One of the main functions of the human ear is hearing. Now, don't just skim past this. This little sentence is our launch pad. It's setting the stage for a deep dive into the ear's anatomy. Okay, part 1. This is a pure anatomy test. The exam gives you a function, and you've got to give it the right name. Think you know your ear anatomy? Well, let's put it to the test. First up, part A. It asks you to name the part that directs sound waves to the auditory canal. Come on, what's the very first part of the ear that catches that sound? Take a second, think about it. And if you said the penna, you got it. That's the fancy technical term for that, that satellite dish on the side of your head. Its shape is absolutely no accident. It's perfectly engineered to catch sound waves and funnel them right where they need to go. And just like that, that's one mark in the bag. Easy. All right, let's go a little deeper into the ear now. Part B is asking for the part that converts sound stimulus into nerve impulses. Now, this is a really critical step. This is the moment where a physical vibration becomes an electrical signal your brain can actually understand. So what is it? And the answer here is super interesting. It's the organ of Corti. You can think of this as the ear's own biological microphone, translating all those vibrations into pure neural information. And hey, here's a pro tip for you. The official marking guide also accepts cochlea, since the organ of Corti is located inside it, so either one of those answers gets you the mark. Okay, last one for this anatomy section. Part C, what transmits vibrations from the tympanic membrane to the oval window. So we're looking for the name of the bridge that connects the eardrum all the way to the inner ear. And this is where the real magic happens, thanks to the ossicles. That's the collective name for the 3 tiniest bones in your entire body, the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. If you want to remember them, just think hammer, anvil, and stirrup. They all work together like a tiny mechanical amplifier, boosting the sound. Pretty cool, right? So we've nailed the blueprints of the ear. Now let's see what happens when things go wrong. This next part tests if you can take what you know and apply it to a real-world medical problem. So here's the scenario the exam gives us. A middle ear infection can result in the production of excess fluid. If part W becomes blocked, the fluid cannot drain naturally, and a buildup of fluid causes an increase in pressure in the middle ear, which may interfere with hearing. Yikes! Now, the question gives you a diagram of the ear and asks you to identify the part that gets blocked. So, based on that whole description of fluid not being able to drain, what's the culprit? What is part W? Part W is none other than the eustachian tube. You know when you're on a plane or diving deep in a pool and your ears pop? Well, that's your eustachian tube doing its job perfectly, equalizing the pressure. But when it gets blocked, that whole system fails. Let's just break this down. First, an infection causes inflammation. So imagine a tiny drain in your ear getting completely clogged. Now that fluid has nowhere to go, so it builds up and up, creating a flood of pressure right against your eardrum. And that's exactly why ear infections can be so painful and really mess with your hearing. Okay, so how do we fix this problem? The very last question asks for the name of the small tube that is surgically inserted into the tympanic membrane to drain the excess fluid and reduce pressure in the middle ear. And that clever little device is called a grommet. A surgeon places this tiny tube through the eardrum itself to create a brand new escape route for all that trapped fluid. It's basically a tiny artificial pressure release valve for your ear. And there we have it. We have officially conquered question 1.5. So now, let's pull all those answers together for one final review. This right here is what a perfect score looks like. Here it is, a clean sweep from top to bottom. Seriously, this is the slide you want for your revision notes. Go on, grab a screenshot. You will thank us later, I promise. Okay, now for all you high flyers out there aiming for that top grade, listen up.
The marking guide actually reveals you could have individually named Malleus, Incus, and Stapes instead of ossicles. But, and this is absolutely critical, you have to name all three of them. There are no partial marks here. Knowing both the collective term and the specifics, well, that's what separates a good answer from a great one. It shows you're ready for anything.
So, we got the answers, right? We got all the marks. But honestly, that's just the beginning. The real prize here is the strategy. So here it is, the ultimate study hack. The best students are not just memory machines. No, they are code breakers. They take these big, intimidating questions and they dismantle them into small, manageable pieces. They find the key words, figure out exactly what's being asked, and build their answer with logic. And that's how you conquer any exam. You want to become an absolute exam-crushing machine? Then you need to be following Mr. Chi. He drops incredible exam resources on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And look, if this breakdown helped you out, do me a favor and pay it forward. Share it with a classmate who you think needs it. And of course, go ahead and like and subscribe so you don't miss our next one. We're going to end with a challenge for you. What's that one exam topic that always trips you up? Drop it in the comments below, and who knows, we might just tackle it in our next explainer. Because together, we can crack any code.